Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back with another recording of Hearthstone. Today is Friday, March 16th. We started late, so it's pretty late right now, but we're doing decently fine. There may be some post-show gameplay. A couple people popped up in the chat. Tragic Master said, I used to like playing Rampage in the arcade, good old days, where I was talking about the Rock Rampage movie and wondering why nobody is talking about that. I need Tavern Brawl victories, so we're going to play Warrior and then try to get combo cards with the Rogue, but we may just end up doing that later. Someone named Ultra Hunt 667 says, everyone who's on this chat and who loves to play Hearthstone, send me your battle tag so I can challenge you and be friends. If you're gonna share your battle tag, it's helpful, Ultra Hunt, to tell which of the three accounts, the Americas account, the European account, or the Asian account you're playing on. I did look in just before the stream to see if there was something I could do with Nightbot to get people, to allow people to add their battle tag to a list, and then they could type something like battle list and it would just list out people's battle tags, because that's a great idea. There isn't anything right now, unfortunately. So if they ever do add something like that, that will be a high priority right now. Ultra Hunt put out his battle tag in the chat. I liked Rampage. I think I played it like once in the arcade and I liked the concept. I think if I was going to be fair and think about it really hard, you probably would get bored with the game after about an hour, like most arcade games, because it's just going to be a pseudo random collection of buildings that you need to destroy, and the arcade version is going to be built around stealing your quarters and causing you to take damage no matter how good of a player you are. If I had played it on an NES and it was one of the 2 or 3 NES games I had an opportunity to have when I first got it, it would certainly have a lot more nostalgia to me. I think there's definitely a lot of room to bring back a game like Rampage in 3D. Or 2D, like either way would work rather well. It'd work good as a mobile game. It'd work good as something like Clash of Clans, where it was more of a online battle type game. Like I could see bringing it back, but they really didn't do anything with it. Let's see. If I type in Rampage into Steam, I probably will find it under like a maybe a Sega listed, Sega Genesis, Sega Master Drive game. Like there's several games with Rampage in the name, but they're not the Rampage we're talking about. And that would have been a great game to also have a game tie-in, like with The Rock. Like that would totally make sense to remake Rampage on the cheap, have like Adult Swim games make it, and release it. A lot of movies for a while were doing that. Oh, this is gonna be weird. Yeah, I'm on the 3rd page and I'm seeing videos with the word key for is rampage. There is no rampage on Steam apparently. Yeah, you could have a VR rampage. That would make sense. Like, I recently covered a game, what was that one called? Bionic Commando, where you swung around the city and shot guns. That game would have been a lot better if it was instead a rampage-esque game. There are no weapons in my hand or deck. Deal 1 damage. Do I have taunt? Like 1 taunt minion. So if I do this and this, that'll be interesting. PC Gamer has an article, itch.io says it's not super interested in replacing human creators with algorithms. This would be a good argument, except for the fact that I think Steam's algorithm and the new Steam Discovery actually kind of works. Like, we used to complain all the time that that we were in bad setups where we were seeing a bunch of fake games and garbage games advertised to me. And certainly in my own personal experience, before Steam Discovery, the latest version of Steam Discovery, there were fake games and bad games showing up on my front page. Now, the only reason I'm even seeing fake games is because I'm looking at everything that comes out. So the algorithm may not be promoting, let's see, if I do this, then that one will die immediately. I think that's probably a good move. Or, you know, I could just do this. Just play that. Interesting. Oh, this guy doesn't die from when he takes damage. Interesting. He's immune. Did he always work that way? I could have sworn he used to kill himself. I still wouldn't trust itch.io for my main storefront. It's just has the feeling like it doesn't have as many features as Steam, and Steam barely has any features at all. I suppose draw a card first, and we'll take this, kill this, play this. Ys, the game Ys, that's YS, Memories of Celceta, C-E-L-C-E-T-A, is coming to PC this summer. Ported by the team that handled Ys 7 for the PC. So, it was first released on the Vita in 2012. A Chinese-only PC version was released in 2015. The new PC version will be ported by the same team. I'd kind of like to see what this game is supposed to look like. Well, the graphics don't seem like they're going to be that great if it's a port from a Vita game. But if you're big into the Yi series, which means you're probably big into summon all your Death Rattle minions that died this game. Wonder how many Death Rattle games have died this game. Let's try this. I guess the answer was 0. Let's see. Tragic Master says bouncing blade awesomeness, smiley face. Nice one. Hmm. I already mentioned it, but Nintendo is holding a direct style showcase for indies next week. This time focusing on indie games for the Switch. It'll be at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, Tuesday, March 20th. So, it's a little surprising that they would have enough games to have another announcement after they just had one. Let's see. Whenever a friendly minion takes damage, I'm just gonna take this sword. So this story is pretty crazy. Hearthstone is finally going to get an official deck tracking app. I've been using Hearthstone Deck Tracker. There's Hearth Arena also does practically the same thing to show these cards. But Hearthstone's going to get an official app like that, but only in China. You can record and share up to 200 replays, but may never see the day of light in the West. Why? I don't know. This is a PC Gamer article. Let's see if we can... one perennial complaint about the game is that it does a terrible job of tracking your stats. The only data the client exposes in-game is your total number of wins with each class and overall across constructed arena. Let's see. While sites like Hearthstone Replay and Vicious Syndicate designed to give players an edge using data, there's also a range of deck tracking software which all use Blizzard's API to give you a ton of extra info, which is what I do too. Not that it particularly helps me any. Let's see. Do we have any death rattles? No, so let's take this, play this, and what can we do? I guess we do this, this, and I'm gonna play a little conservatively here and kill this one. Let's see. The official companion app for PC, which offers a comprehensive suite of features for the competitive player, but the problem for most is it only works in China server, which is separate to the Asia server some Western players also have an account on. Oh, so there's actually a different server that I can't even be on. I didn't even know that. There's a replay mode, deck tracking and recommendation tool. Replays can be shared. Let's see. It will even help you eliminate which secrets your opponent might have in play. I don't use that. I felt that was a little too cheaty. I think Hearthstone Deck Tracker could do that and just have a box here and say, well, we know this isn't that secret, this isn't that secret. Let's see. I guess the reason why it's China only is because Hearthstone is operated by NetEase, a local company, because that's what's required by government regulations. And so NetEase is doing it, not Blizzard. And that's pretty crazy in the first place, is that you can't even run your own software in China if you're a foreign company. Alright, let's see. Your Gamer, next article. Detective Pikachu sees Pokemon fully embrace its anime heritage. I don't see how. I'm seeing some cutscenes of Detective Pikachu is like a 3D CG. Is it a game or is it a movie? It's got to be a game. This looks way too bad to be a movie. The thing I'm noticing about Detective Pikachu is that the characters are not the Pokemon type people with crazy hair and crazy animation style. It's like real world people. Just a kid with brown hair in a hoodie following around Pikachu with a detective hat. This game doesn't look very good, honestly. I could see Detective Pikachu certainly being something different, though. Instead of being in a world built completely around Pokemon battling, it's a world that is built that is like the real world that just happens to have Pokemon in it. The reviewer on Eurogamer here says, I've played 3 chapters so far and been pleasantly surprised with what I've seen. The game stands out for its warm-hearted humor, while young and returning Pokemon fans will appreciate the depth of knowledge shown towards the series world. I suppose there is a room for a different type of Pokemon game too, because if you played Pokemon Red and Blue or Pokemon Yellow, the first generation, and haven't played anything since then, you probably don't know like too much of what's going on. Like most of the new Pokemon are going to look different. They're going to be weird. There's going to be new systems you don't know anything about. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get into it. Let's see. I'm going to stand by my rule to not review, look at, or endorse 8-bit pixel art RPG games that, while this one may not have been made in RPG Maker, it certainly looks too much like that. What card do I want? I'll play that. Steam is really, not Steam, but Twitter is really screwing me up. Like, Twitter is showing me the same things in different orders and causing me to open the same pages over and over again. Now I just need to play combo cards. I don't think I actually have to use the combo ability for my other daily quests, so I'm hoping that counts. Travis comes on and says, "What's up, Rydo in chat?" Hey Travis, how's it going? Let's see. Let's look at this next game before I mention it. I guess I should mention it in case somebody's following along. And I'm looking at a game called ORE. Came out March 16th. No reviews. It looks like it might be something attempting to be something like StarCraft. I can't imagine for the life of me why you'd want to play something like StarCraft for $10 when you could play StarCraft. To be fair, I need to get StarCraft on all of this on my Blizzard account. I don't think people can gift entire games to a Blizzard account though. Like, I need to get Diablo and 1, 2, and 3 if they all actually run on the Blizzard account. arguably, I might even eventually start buying Activision games on the Blizzard account if that's the only place that that offers them. Let's see. I could gain some armor, or I could play this. I think what I want to do is this, and then do this to ruin his day. And then end the turn. Yep, there's nothing that would convince me to play or. Next game I have is called Elven Love. This is probably not safe for work. It came out March 16th, 2018. 7 reviews so far. Let's look at this trailer. You know, NVIDIA used to have their little elf character that would show up. But they stopped doing that, probably because of the fact that that the elf character was sort of underdressed for all regions. I'm now looking at a censored image, a blurred image of a completely nude elf. There's apparently puzzles and spells in this game too, but I think the main selling is the fact that the elf models can be nude. This looks like this is a VR game. Yeah, it is. So 20% off, $12 for a VR game where you wander around doing a few things, and the elves can be nude. The elf ladies can be nude. No elf men. Not that I've seen so far. At least. And I assume that there's probably a de-censor pack somewhere around there. It says easily uncensored is one of the recommendations. Not recommended review says 2 DAZ elves, a lobby, and 2 small levels. There are demos with much more content. So yeah, they're clearly selling. I wonder what DAZ stands for. Is that a Unity asset or type thing, but a different store? DayZ elves? Well, I wouldn't recommend anybody spending money on Elven Love if you want to see a trailer and some screenshots of some nicely animated, probably not animated by the creators of this game, elves. You've got there. This is from Red Vibes Studios. This is the only game that they even have. I wouldn't mind an elf game, or a game with elves in it. Let's play this, and then in return, running out of time over here. Let's see. Travis says, I've got to play 10 Divine Shield Minions daily quest today, and guess who has no Divine Shield Minions, lol. I think that means you've got to go play an arena run. A paladin arena run, or it's kind of hard to believe you'd have no Divine Shield minions. Like, did you dust all the basic Divine Shield minions on your paladin deck? Because those are some basic cards. We don't need to talk about that. Let's see. This is just a garbage asset flip game. Don't need to talk about that. There's a GTA 5 pickpocket mod, which isn't a terrible thought, where you can snatch and smell smartphones, cash, and cigarettes. It's not a terrible thought for something like GTA 6, is instead of running around playing, shooting people and running people over with cars, give the criminal activity some more variety. Gamma Sutra has an article that says Subway Surfers becomes the first game to surpass 1 billion downloads on Google Play. I've never even heard of a game called Subway Surfers. Apparently it's a popular endless runner. Yeah, I have no clue what games are on Google Play or iOS. Alright. Can I do this and this? No.
You cannot escape the shadow of death.
Let's see.
We have many secrets.
Don't need to talk about that game. I already talked about that. Give him minion 3 health. Let's see. Counterspelled me. Killed me. Here's a game called Bloody Fairy for no real reason. It's like just a Daisy Unity asset flip where you run around with a first person perspective with knives and guns and swords, and I don't even see any enemies in this entire game. Oh, finally, till like the last second, I see a few enemies. So there's nobody even in the game. Let's see. I want to come back here. You can play the Tavern Brawl, Travis, by the way. Play a Tavern Brawl with, and then you don't have to play an arena. But if I was to come over here and go to the basic cards and look at Paladin, that's not a Divine Shield minion. Shield. Get in her. There are no basic Divine Shield cards. So I suppose if you don't have any classic packs, you wouldn't have these Divine Shield characters. Or... And who has the most amount? Old Gods has some Divine Shield characters, just 2. Karazin has none. Gadgetsan has none. Onguru has 1 that could be Divine Shield. There's 1 in neutral and 2 in that for Frozen Throne. Kobolds has 2. And that. Yeah, I think you have to play the Tavern Brawl. or just trade out that quest. Let's see, there's nothing in Goblins vs. Gnomes. Grand Tournament has like one. Like overall there's only one. Well, I guess we could go into crafting and see which ones I'm missing. So really that was more of a comparison on the fact that my new European account doesn't have that many Divine Shield things. Yeah, that is not gonna be a good quest. I'm glad they're changing the quests. Changing the quest up a little bit. Let's see, we still need to play 6 combo things and win 4 tavern brawls. Get back to this. Well, instead of a third fairy game, there's a game called Desecration of Wings that seems like it's an RPG maker with angel characters that's animated horribly. Man, I don't get why people are still doing this. Like, is it even making them $100? On the other hand, like, I imagine there are people that made the exact same argument for Twitch, YouTube channels like mine, that was barely making $100 or less than $100 a year. The difference there, however, I would argue, is that me live streaming Hearthstone takes 5 hours of time per video. But I guess that me running my channel takes the whole year for a year. So it kind of is the same thing. The bigger issue, I suppose, is that there are just no good jobs out there. No jobs that I would want to work. Not anymore, not after I've worked several of them. And play a coin to play this, not really necessary. Alright, so now we play this. End the turn. Costs 1 less for each time you've used a hero power this turn. Here's another game that looks like a Game Boy game. I cannot for the life of me think anybody really wants to play a game that looks like a Game Boy game. It's called 1-Bit Arena. 100% of 17 user reviews are positive. It came out March 16th. That's a little fishy. That seems a little bit fishy to me. So this is... Alright, let's look at the chat for a second. Because somebody's moving too fast in the chat. Here we go. We got somebody new. Some Pedro, 4 names. And he says, play with Dragon Priest. Please, Dragon Priest. I'm gonna remind Pedro that there are some rules over here, and one of them comes down to no backseat driving. I have no reason to play Dragon Priest, which is a meta deck, right now at all. I'm trying to do daily quests, which I need to get done. I don't have time to go build a meta deck that my account can't even sustain because I don't have the right cards. If you want to go see somebody play Dragon Priest, type in Dragon Priest into YouTube and see a pre-recorded thing. Also, don't spam the chat with 3 different sentences saying the exact same thing. He also said, I am Brazilian and KKK. K. What I assume that means okay. 4 Ks. Yeah, I don't know how to make the rules any bigger. And then anytime I try to rewrite the rules to be nicer, it seems like it backfires as much as it succeeds. So I get left with writing them so they sound kind of rude. Let's see. So anyways, I was there's this game that we talked about a few months ago, Omega Labyrinth Z, which seemed like it was just a standard dungeon crawler Japanese game that maybe it would have some nudity and sexual explicit content, maybe it wouldn't. You never really know unless they go very heavy into it and use that as a selling point. And yet this game has been banned by the UK, the United Kingdom, so it can't be sold, at least I think, as a physical good in the UK. And I believe it was banned in Germany. And I don't know why. The quote here is, the majority of the characters are young girls, and noting one child is referring to being a first-year student is seen holding a teddy bear. I guess maybe they just pushed it too far. Which is funny because the publisher, P-Cube, is from the UK, so their own game is not coming out in their own country, at least digitally, at least physically. They also are the publisher that released Manhunt 2, which was also controversial, so maybe they just push it really far. It's weird because every picture and everything I've seen of Omega Labyrinth Z just looks like it is your standard dungeon crawl. It doesn't seem extreme at all. So I'm kind of anxiously waiting for this game to come out to the rest of the world so we can see what is the 1 or 2 things that was just going too far. Of course, the problem now is if a game like this comes out and it is a huge controversy, the video game industry doesn't really need a big, can't really stand as well against a big controversy, since we're already standing against a big controversy of people trying to blame school shootings in the United States for the fact that video games exist worldwide, if that makes any sense. The point I was trying to make there is that video games are available worldwide. School shootings happen much more often in the United States than anywhere else. I assume percentage-wise based on population. So we'll see more of this story once this game comes out, almost certainly. That's been probably one of the first developing stories to ever happen since I started covering the news. Most stories in the, about video games are just, we've got the announced date, it's coming out at this time. Darn it. Let's see. Head crack. Let's see. Seriously, Pedro or Peter, you like you need to limit yourself to at least one sentence before somebody else says something in any chat anywhere. I mean, you're hitting the limits of my tolerance as far as spamming chat. And that's saying a lot because I would love for people to spam chat on my spam my chat, but we just don't do that here. That's not how I want my chat to be run. So say one thing, wait a few minutes, see if somebody else says something. If you get in a conversation with somebody else who's on chat, that's great. You know, have a back and forth. But you wouldn't go on for 4 paragraphs talking to other people and not let them get a word in edgewise. You shouldn't do it in chat either. Yeah, I don't think I'm surviving this one.
Here we go.
Let's see, this game is not anything worth talking about. This game is an RPG Maker game, so it's not worth talking about. This game's not worth talking about. I opened a bunch of tabs. The Crew 2 is now on Steam, so you can pre-purchase that. I suppose wishlist is. And the Crew 2, of course, being a racing game that's coming out pretty quick. 5 more combo cards, and I believe 4 more Tavern Brawl victories needed. What really sucks about doing the daily quest, which you need to do to get the gold, to get the cards, to even have a chance to play this game without shoving hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of packs into your account, like spending actual real world money, is once you've done the daily quest, it's taken so long. There's no more time in the day to play Hearthstone. Like, I play Hearthstone way more on average per day than any other game I play. By far. Unlike things like Clash Royale, where, like, Clash Royale, I maybe spend an hour a day on, at most. I'm doing easily 3 or 4 hours every day because of the daily quest. I'm so glad they're changing those to make them easier. I would really prefer right now to be doing the dungeon quests and trying to finish that before the new Monster Hunt comes out. But I can't do that until the daily quests are done. It's annoying. Let's see. I could play this, or I could play this. I'll play this first. I believe Polybridge is 70% off right now, so you could get the main version for $3.60, and you could get the deluxe edition for $4.50. So that's a game on my wish list. It was a big YouTube game to play for a while there, so I would like to try it. Polybridge is rated very positive. 90% of 74 recent reviews are positive. So 70% off. It's not 80 or 90% off, but then you also are talking a independent company that only has Polybridge and Elegant Engineering bundle, which actually I probably could get it slightly cheaper by buying the bundle here. for $10. This and this, and then the turn. I wonder if you should use Kingsbane up. Let's see, what's this game? It's some kind of archery VR game called Stage 3 Azaria from a publisher called Unforgiven. It's too many of these out there. Too many archery for VR games. Too many. And they, according to this, there is no Stage 2 or Stage 1. It's just called Stage 3 Azaria. Okay. Let's see. Do this. Do this. In the turn. Let's see, this may not be news, but the same publisher who's trying to publish Omega Labyrinth Z is publishing BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle for Europe. It'll come to the PS4 and Switch this summer. Be interesting to take a moment to see how P-Cube stacks up as far as a publisher on Steam at all. I got my icons back, which means we are hitting the point where I'm almost done with news, and we'll probably wrap up for a post-show play. Last stream in the post-show play, I played against my own account to cheat and get some things done. I imagine we'll do some more of that tonight. I'm still very much banging my head against insomnia and the time zones, like spring forward, fall back stuff, making me miserable. And let's see, just keep attacking. No reason to talk about that game. Tricklefish's game, which was a mysterious magical school RPG, is called Witchbrook, according to PC Gamer. That's all they really know about it, so they wrote an entire 2 paragraphs or 1.5 paragraphs just to say, hey, we now know the actual title of this game we've been talking about so early that we couldn't even tell you what the name of it was. I could have killed this. Oops. I could have killed it with the Light's Justice, then attacked here. You know, or I could have killed it with the Light's Justice and attacked the hero. The company .emu, the French publisher behind Windjammers and Wonderboy, the Dragon's Trap, has announced a creation of a group called the Arcade Crew, a new publishing label within its country focused entirely on supporting games that created by small, creativity-driven development teams. So they're gonna try and to be more publishers. We've seen a lot of that. Where the let's see, the goal. Well, no, where small-time publishers now are trying to be like big-time publishers. I guess EA, Ubisoft, and some of the other publishing wings are no longer wanting to deal with that, or it just got easier to become a publisher. I mean, it's really, really easy to self-publish nowadays. So what you get from a publisher has to be really looked at as a question. Like, do you get anything at all, or are they just taking 30% or more of your profits? Let's see. I want to play this and then this and then this and that. Oh, P-Cube also published Cat Quest, Galgun's Double Piece, Fight of Gods, Don't Disturb, Nippon Marathon, Street Heat, Hunger Dungeon, White Day 11th Name School, Tokyo Twilight Goal Breakers, Stay, a bunch of White Day costumes. So yeah, they're publishing some stuff. Not a ton of stuff, but some stuff. And that's under PQ Limited. Maybe there's even a different name that they call themselves. No, it doesn't seem like it. Interesting that PQ seems to go back and forth. Mostly it's around like Japanese style. Well, I can't do that. I'll die. I have lost. Let's see if I do this and this and this and might as well do this in the turn. PC Gamer has a article, Indie Veterans on the State of Indie Games on the Nintendo Switch versus Steam. And I imagine here's a quote: on Switch we've sold many times what we sold on Steam, somewhere between 5 and 10 times. According to one person. I could see that. Another person said Super Meat Boy on Switch first day sales came shockingly close to its debut on Xbox 360 back in 2010. Anytime anything is even close to Steam, it's pretty exciting. As I assume that is as close to Steam in sales, says another person. It's really hard to make the argument against the fact that that the Steam store is pretty flooded. So, yeah, going to the Switch right now while the Switch store is not flooded makes a lot of sense. It'll stop making sense later on. Magic Leap, by the way, is looking for a game designer. The position is Plantation, Florida, if you want to search that out. I'm on to the Humble store now. So we're almost out of news. Just have to go back and see in the hours of gameplay that we've been playing if anything new has come out. I don't believe there's any new bundle. It's still just the Bob Ross bundle that has some software in it, and that's the closest to a game bundle they even have. Maybe that's the end of game bundles in total. Let's see. Shadow Tactics is now available. Tomb of Annihilation is now available for Twitch Prime. Mr. Shifty is now available for Twitch Prime. Oxenfree is now available. So that's like 5 games that I just claimed that like I totally didn't have. I'm looking at my Twitch account, which nobody has found, so my videos still have the same number of views, but my videos also seem to still be existing here. So transitioning / backing up my YouTube channel to to Twitch seems like it's still on track to happen in the next 30 days or so. Once it's been about 90 days, I'll get around to doing it. And Ultra Hunter just subscribed to my channel, according to YouTube. I don't know how much feedback people really realize that YouTube gives to the person who runs a YouTube channel. It's not a ton, but there are. I wouldn't be surprised if some people were a little surprised that people who make YouTube channels can see who subscribed to them and when they subscribe. I imagine big time people like PewDiePie, however, could not for a second spend the time to look at those statistics or care about it, because they're probably getting thousands, if not tens of thousands of subscribers every day. That was the worst way to play. I should have played this, attack this, so I could attack again. Alright, so now I'm back to my Twitter. Let's see what new news has happened on this Friday. It's been another good Friday. People in the chat, Fridays don't seem so bad anymore. Now, last Wednesday, a couple days ago, that was kind of a slow day, but I'll be much happier with some consistent 2 out of the 3 days a week that I stream, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If only one of those days is a slow day, that's major improvement. If none of them are ever a slow day, that would be great. That would be really, really great. I don't know if I need game trailers anymore. The Texas Pinball Festival that I follow for some reason is happening, I believe, either right now or pretty soon. Scrolling down, scrolling down. Scrolling down. I guess what I would need, come to think of it, is I need to get a third monitor for my computer. That way I could have a... I mean, it's crazy to do this. It's crazy to even have a second monitor, although I found it to be incredibly helpful. But let's do this. If I had a third monitor, I could bring out windows and tabs on my Chrome browser to that third monitor, and then with a hotkey in OBS, the open broadcasting software, that way I could just with a hotkey switch the video from playing Hearthstone to showing the thing that I'm talking about on the browser. I don't know how much I could actually use that though, because every time I would try to show a trailer or talk about a game or show a screenshot, potential flagging could happen for content ID copyright BS. Let's see, all these guys are silenced. Oh, that sucks. That is a well played maneuver. Silence all my characters so I don't get the mana back on them. We Happy Few is still in development, surprisingly. Man, that game was announced way too early. If We Happy Few just happened and nobody knew anything about it, that would have been a much better way to do that. And see, I'm already at the point. Like there's nothing new. Nothing new here happening. I've got a victory. Wow. I'm surprised I won. Barely paying attention at all, and I somehow won. So yeah, being a Friday, there's not too much here. Fig certainly looks different. I'm looking at this game on Fig called Jengo, Jengo, that somebody mentioned. First thing it wants is your email address before you can do anything else, which is ridiculous. I would like some fast disconnects here. That would save me some time. And I'm looking at no less than 8 games, 6 of which can be pre-ordered, and I guess the campaigns were fully funded. I haven't heard of any of these games before, and 2 of which can be funded right now. It's just, Fig is such a failure. It is a major failure of a replacement for Kickstarter, which it never was going to be. I would argue Kickstarter is pretty much a replacement. Interesting. There's this game called Kate Must Die, which feels like it might be some kind of weird spin-off from Orcs Must Die. And it's Kate, K-A-E-T, Must Die, exclamation point. Wants to be the game you love to hate the most. PC Gamer article. Jump scares, no manual slaves, exclamation marks. So it seems to me this is probably a terrible asset flip type game. So why is PC Gamer even covering it? Are they getting into terrible games? It's going to be available on April 5th. You can play the the you can play the demo, I think, right now. It's from Strength in Numbers Studio. Let's see, it's coming out April 5th. So I hate the hype train, but I would argue if you were going to make a good game, you probably should hype it a little bit earlier than just a month. Let's see, it looks like it's just a horror asset game. Doesn't look like it's very well animated. Let's see. Let's see if this game has been, if anything else has been published by this people. A couple other games. Loops of Zen is the most popular game that they've made, and that's just like a puzzle game. In fact, I'll wishlist this puzzle game, Loops of Zen. But Kate must die. I'm confused why this game was being talked about by PC Gamer, and I'm confused why this game would get any press at all. Must play the game, actually. Do I want to kill one of these guys? I really couldn't care. And see, that leaves me in a good position to kind of wrap up we've got no more news to talk about. So after this game, even though we won't have all the tavern brawls, we'll have to do that in the post show, and then I'll try and cheat as much. If people want to play me on the American account, I guess that'll be alright, but I'm gonna have to ask that I get a lot of help too, so don't play me fair, let me actually win, if you know what I mean. In the dungeon quest part, there's a certain enemy that has a passive ability to double all battle cries, and he plays this card so that you end up with 2 explosive mines in your deck, which can certainly be devastating. I have no idea why he's doing that. Let's see. Deal 1 damage to all other minions. Let's see. Let's kill this guy. Might get a victory here. What am I gonna do on the weekend, I wonder? I need to get back to playing Full Throttle a second time through. So that'll be a somewhat high priority. But I also might want to take it a little easy. Like, I'd hate to wish for myself to get sick, because that's a really stupid thing to wish for. But if I did get sick and couldn't talk, got like a sore throat or something, and could take a day off because of that and not feel guilty about it, wouldn't be a terrible experience. Let's do that. And then let's just do that and that. Because I really would like to get the dungeon quests done on my main account. I don't care about the European or Asian accounts. That'll probably never happen. Like, from what I've heard, instead of having to defeat the dungeon run 9 times like you have to in this instance, it's going to be a little bit simpler. It's going to be something along the lines of 4 victories are going to be needed for the monster hunts in the next expansion. There we go. So yeah, 2 more combo cards still need to be played, and 2 more victories in the Tavern Brawl for the European account. And we will end at rank 22 if we don't play some ranked play. Which I guess it doesn't matter. Like, what's the difference between getting a 22 crate and a 20? Probably not too much. Let's switch over to the Americas account before we wrap up and just show off what we've got to do. I imagine it's a lot. Come on, load. I really wish there was a way to cheat the dungeon run mode too, and just restart a battle, because a lot of times it is just random. Let's see. If I trade this one out, then I just need Hunter, Mage, Priest cards, and minions that cost 2 or more. That doesn't require any Tavern Brawl playing, and it only requires 2 victories with the Hunter and Mage, which I could kind of do. I'll be ending with a 20 rank chest on this account. But this is what I want to be playing instead. Unfortunately, playing any of this doesn't count towards anything. I don't even think it counts towards the daily quest of playing cards. So, through a lot of struggle, I believe I got Warrior and Druid done, and I had Warlock, Paladin, and Shaman. So, I'd like to spend another day just trying to get Rogue, Hunter, and Priest done. I believe you get a card or something, a golden version of a card that you already have. I don't even know what it is that you get by winning with all of them. I just want to do it. I'd much prefer to play that than I guess the ranked play that I'll be playing. It might as well be ranked play. Well, actually it should be casual play until we get the Hunter and Mage. And I could cheat all of this. And 340 gold, which isn't a great turnout for a daily quest. Anyways, that's going to be it for the talking portion of this stream. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. If you want to support me, give me something on Steam. Might I recommend Polybridge, which is 70% off right now. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.